What can you expect during a hearing aid fitting? That's today's topic on Ask the Hearing Doctors. Hi, I'm Jim Cuddy, and this is Ask the Hearing Doctors. And today I'm joined by Dr. Anna Anzola, Dr. Wendy Thorne, doctors of audiology with Hearing Doctors, the Washington, D.C. area's highest-rated audiology practice with over 1,500 five-star reviews. Anna, Wendy, great to see you both as always, of course. So hearing aid fittings, how emotional is that for patients?
It is very emotional. I think this is when we really showcase the patients that with this beautiful piece of equipment and technology, for the first time in their life, they're actually able to hear what they have been missing for years. And you know, it's not just about the patients, but it's about the family members, and everybody gets emotional. I get emotional, I cry. I don't know about you, but this is,
of course,
you know,
yeah,
one of our favorite parts of somebody's hearing journey,
yeah,
being part of it.
Yeah, I love when someone's coming in for their fitting just to see the difference it can take from a second of, you know, the hearing aids are turned off and we turn them on, and just seeing their facial expressions of when this changes. It's such a great experience. I love it.
Now, obviously, you know, this isn't going into a box store and buying some hearing aids off the shelf. This is serious because it's proper fit, it's proper evaluation, comfort, all that kind of thing. How does that process work? How are comfort and fit evaluated?
Well, I think it all starts and it needs to go back to the evaluation. You know, once you have a proper diagnosis, then we can make proper recommendations, and then from there we can then help you select the best product. And there are many products out there in the marketplace, but that's really where it starts. And it's an investment. It's not only a monetary investment, but it is that emotional investment. Having the very best that, you know, one should deserve to have, because you only have 2 ears. You only have one organ of hearing that helps you connect and communicate with everybody in the world. And that's what people really want. So you're really investing into the professional fitting, which starts with us and our expertise.
Yeah, and you know, when we fit, it's really an art. So everyone's going to be fit somewhat the same, but the general outcome is going to be very different. So this person may want to hear their grandchild. That's like their most important thing, whereas this person wants to hear the TV better. So everything is very individualized too on what they're looking for, and our main focus is always bringing back that interaction, that communication with the world around us.
Well, and then there's also the question of what type is best for an individual. Is it outside of the ear, over the ear? Is it inside the ear? Obviously, there are a lot of different options nowadays.
Absolutely. And so we have internal custom devices, and that's really where we showcase our expertise in making them. You're not going to find that at a big houseware. The over-the-ear design, is it rechargeable? We look at the dexterity. So we look at many other things, the anatomy of the ear. So we have a few of them that we can talk about a little later.
Great, great. Now, what happens if the hearing aid doesn't quite fit well?
We will work tirelessly until we find the proper solution.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times that what we start with may not work for someone, and we always reevaluate, and there's a lot of flexibility that we can make adjustments to make things perfect. That's all we care about, is making things perfect for the person.
We're not going to give up on you. That's the bottom line.
Well, I know that. I know that. Now we're talking also not physically as well as the programming side of it. I mean, all of that comes into play here.
Yeah, all of that comes into play.
As well as like the vision, the dexterity of the patient. We want something to be simple for you that you can easily handle.
So how do you know what my hearing aid prescriptions need to be?
Yeah, so it all starts with the hearing test, but that's just the basis. It is the science, the art, our expertise. I've fitted thousands of patients. I know you have too.
Yeah.
Thousands of patients, and every single one of them is very different. So just because you have a hearing test that allows us to know exactly what you may be missing at certain frequencies, well, you have a sound processing that may be different. In the example that you may like things a little louder, you may like things a little softer, and we can really fine tune it. and we follow best practices, and we use real ear machines, or it's a machine that allows us to validate that prescription.
You often talk about how important it is to have family members involved.
Yes.
Why is that important here?
Yeah, so family members are a familiar voice, so that's always, a great tool that we can use. We have different ways that we can actually measure them talking and actually program the hearing aids to their voice. I've done that a lot of times with maybe, someone can't hear their granddaughter, so their granddaughter comes in, we have her talk or read something, we can create a granddaughter program.
Yeah.
So it's very fine-tuned to your specific needs.
So I'm not going to find this at any box store,
No.
that's for sure.
No, it's a personalized approach that we take with our patients. You cannot bring me your granddaughter, for obvious reasons during COVID and things like that, but you can bring me an audio clip, and then we can then fine tune it specifically so that you can then better enjoy them.
And it's so much more than, oh, my hearing's an 8 out of 10. I just need these hearing aids. It's a heck of a lot more than that.
Right.
Yes.
It's what you can handle, what's easy for you to have. I have people that may have tremors, so handling something in the ear may be too difficult. So we go with something a little bit easier for you to handle, or maybe changing batteries. That's very difficult for our patients sometimes.
Yeah, the batteries are very teeny tiny, so there's rechargeable options. So that's one less thing that the patient has to worry about. We also have semi-implantable devices that you wear 24/7. So that's great for someone who just does not want to or can't deal with daily cleanings or putting them in, taking them out.
And these are things that you help people with anyway, and I mean in follow-ups and things like that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and the aftercare is actually the most critical. So the special time for us is allowing somebody to hear for the first time the way they should be. But what really makes it the best journey for you, and the investment really is on, again, our expertise and the follow-up care that we have.
Exactly.
How long does it take to program my new hearing aids, and how often do I need to have those adjusted, those settings?
Yeah, so the initial appointment, we plan for about an hour. A lot of that is more of counseling you, what you can expect, what you should keep notes of, and then just going over basic care and management.
Yeah, but again, is the aftercare. So we create a very personalized approach, because some people may only need a few visits throughout the year. Other people may need to come in every month. It really is up to you and what you need. It's all about you.
Technology is something else that you guys are clearly on top of. Will my hearing aids work with my smartphone?
Oh, for sure. How smart do you want it to be? No,
How smart can you make it?
Oh, very
Very.
smart.
So tell me more about that.
Yeah, so there a lot of hearing aids are compatible with iPhone. With Android phones, there's Galaxy and Pixel and above. Those are compatible with hearing aids.
Direct.
Direct.
There are
Yeah.
other ways of connecting if it's older generation, but then you would need something more external.
Yeah, and as far as connecting, what we mean is that the hearing aids are going to, any sort of sound, whether it's a phone call or music from your phone, can stream directly into your devices. So it becomes a hands-free device. You can also use your phone to make adjustments to the hearing aids. So you can change the settings, you can change the volume. One of the really nice things is if you lose your hearing aids, you can use your phone to track them.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, so as doctors of audiology, how do you instruct me? Let's say I need to make adjustments or that kind of thing to my hearing aids. Do I need to come in every time to get that done, or?
No, we can easily have telehealth appointments, but not all hearing aids that are purchased outside, for example, like the big boxes, they're not going to have this ability for you to have that connectivity with you. But no, so you and I can sit in front of a computer, and you take your phone, and I can just recommend certain things that would enhance your performance with them.
So you can make adjustments on my behalf while I'm in another room in another place.
Yes.
You can be in another country and we can reprogram your hearing aids for you.
And I just may do that. And I'm certainly not going to be able to do that at a box store.
No.
No.
not at all.
Anna, Wendy, as always, great information. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
If you're in the Washington metropolitan area and you'd like to schedule an appointment with Hearing Doctors, click the link in the description or visit hearingdoctors.com.